In our case, as the South Center, what we try to do, because we are a developing country research institution, is to try to highlight to the developing country governments that we work with the potential policy implications and economic implications that rules that are being negotiated here in Bonn and in Katowice and COP24 could shape how those policies will be made or influenced after 2020, for example, or how their NDCs would look like. So that's the role, I think, that observers need to have. At this point in time, when one talks about how we implement the Paris Agreement after 2020, because that's when the NDCs will start getting implemented, we have to really think seriously about the conditions under which we will implement it in a wise way, right? And WISE, I'm using WISE as an acronym, W-I-S-E. How do you implement the Paris Agreement in a wise way, meaning in a workable way, in an implementable way, in a simple way, and an effective way?
Okay.
WISE, right? So, and for us, what we have always said is you recognize, you reach higher ambition and better implementation by recognizing that there are differences among countries. Developed country conditions are different from developing country conditions. We are trying to encourage developing countries to work with each other better, to work with each other more, to share experiences with each other through what we call South-South cooperation, for example. Because we believe that developing countries have stories that they can tell other developing countries about how to adapt, how to develop better, for example, which stories might not necessarily be the same as the stories that developed countries will say or will tell, because their development history will be different from the development history or the development future of developing countries. And so that's what we are about, you know, to help developing countries tell each other stories about how to improve their lives while addressing the impacts of climate change on their economies.